Hello viewers, today I will be talking about how to use Excel functions in Excel VBA. Say here we have a data set, in fact two data sets, one in column A and another in column B, and from these two data sets we'll have to write or we'll have to get sum of the values in these two columns in C1 cell and average of these values in these two columns in C2 cell, and the total count of the numbers in these two columns in C3, and the maximum value of these numbers in cell C4, and the minimum value of these numbers in cell C5. That is what we want to do. This is very simple. We can of course use Microsoft Excel worksheet functions in these cells. We know how to do it. Just to give you a quick recap, I'm showing you again. So we'll write equal sign sum of the values in column A and B. Okay, right, parenthesis close, and that should give you the sum of the numbers in these two columns, and the average, we'll write average function and average of these numbers, right, in column A and B. And we also want to count the numbers in the non-empty cells, so that should be 20. Yes, so there are 10 numbers here and 10 numbers here, so there are 20 numbers in all. And also we want to find the maximum value of this range of numbers in column A and B, so we write max. And also we want to find the minimum value, so we'll select this column A and B, and that should give you the minimum value. You can check the maximum value is how much? 16. Yeah, so there is 16 here, and the minimum value is 0.2, and that is fine. Okay, and the total count is 20, that is also fine. We checked. You can check the sum of the numbers and the average if you want. Right, so this is one way of doing it. You can directly write the formulas in the cells where you want to get the values, or let us delete all these things, and you can do the same by using ExcelVBA. Okay, I have already inserted a command button here. You already know from my previous lectures how to insert a command button, how to change its properties, the look and everything, and also how to attach or write VBA code to this command button. Okay, I have already written it. Let me click on this button first, and then I will explain what the codes behind this button are actually doing. Okay, so let us turn this design mode off in order to click on the or get the program ran, and click on this button and see what it does. See, it has also done the same thing without writing anything here. From Excel VBA coding and using this user interface on the sheet, you can also get the same result, that is the sum, average, count A, and max and min. And now if you click on this cell, you'll see the same formula is written in this cell. Okay, so everything is done from Excel VBA. Okay, let us now step into the codes behind this command button. So we'll turn the design mode on and double click on this command button, and that should take you to the Visual Basic editor window. Okay, let me make it a bit smaller so that we can see both the windows together. Right, so what we have done, let us now forget about all these green statements. They are not working as code at the moment. You know already, when it shows green, it is a statement, it is not a line of code anymore, right? So what we have written here is we have addressed this cell as cells 1, 3. That is how we address the cells in Excel VBA. I have shown you in my first Excel VBA lecture. The cells are identified or recognized or addressed by the row index and the column index. Okay, that is 1 and 3. And that the value in cells 1, 3 will be equal to what? Will be equal to this formula. Okay, the formula that is shown here, exactly the same one, but the formula has to be put within the close commas. Okay, so that is how we write Excel worksheet function to get the value in a particular cell. So this is the way you will write your codes to get all these things. So in cells 1, 3 we have written the function sum of the values in column A and B, and in cells 2, 3, that is in this one, the average. In cells 3, 3, in this one, the count A function has been used, and this one max function, in this one the min function. That is fine. So it has been giving you the desired result. Now let us go a bit further. We want to use a variable x, okay, a variable x, and we want to, instead of getting the sum of the values in cell 1, 3, we want to get this sum against a variable x, and we want to see this in the value in the message box. Okay, so we do it in this way, and let us see what it does. If we have written the code correctly, it will work. If we have not written it correctly, it will not work. Okay, so let us see. I hope you understand what we are trying to do. We have used a variable called x, and we are trying to get the sum of the values in column A and B against this variable x, and we want to display the value, that is the sum of the values in column A and B, that will be equal to 130.4 in the message box. Okay, let us see if it works. So we can exit from this VBE window, turn the design mode off, and click on this function, and let's see what it does. See, it has not done the work. It has given you a runtime error, and it is saying that there is a type mismatch and all these things. So let us go there. So there is a problem in the code. So when you want to use the worksheet function like this and get it against a variable, it will not work. Okay, so in order to get rid of it, let us reset it. We'll make this code now, convert this code to a statement, and we'll write it again correctly. Okay, so this is the correct way of writing the code now. If you want to get the sum of the values in column A and B against a variable, you'll have to write in this syntax. What is the syntax here? So all these things, let us make all these things a statement. Okay, so these are all statements now. They'll only appear, but they will not work as a code. So your lines of codes are now basically this one: dim dimension x as integer, that is where you are declaring your variable, and the x is equal to what? X will be equal to, you'll have to write application, and then worksheet function. Okay, and the worksheet function, what is your worksheet function? Worksheet function is the sum function, and sum of what? Sum of the values in column A to B, that is your range. Okay, so sum first parenthesis, and then you put your range in the parenthesis or the sum function. Okay, so this parenthesis closed means the sum function is closed. So it will now find the sum of the values in the range A to B, that is in column A to B. Okay, and let us now see what it does. So all these are inactive now. These are not part of the Visual Basic code. Only 1, 2, and 3 lines are part of your uh, code. So let us now clear all these things and let's see what it does now. Click on the command button. Yep, so it is giving you the total value, that is 130, but it has definitely missed the missed the places after the decimal points. We'll sort that out later on, but first of all, at least we have been successful to get the sum of the values in a message box, right? Okay, so your program is now working. When you are writing it as application worksheet function, very simple syntax, you don't have to worry too much about that. And then what is your worksheet function? The function is sum, and then you declare the range for which you want to obtain the summation. Okay, similarly you can try with another function. Keep everything same, and instead of sum you can write average. Okay, sorry, average, and enter. Right, so it is correctly taken, I hope. Let us close this window, turn the design mode off, and click here, and that should give you the average of the values. Okay, and let's go further. If you want to see the count A, so write count A and close, click. That should give you a value of 20, because there are total 20 numbers. Let us also try with max and min. I'm going a bit faster now. Try this max function here. These tricks will actually save a lot of time in your real life, because it is quite handy if you can use the built-in Excel functions in ExcelVBA for many different purposes. So click on this one, and that should give you the max value, and the max value is 16. And let us try with min value and see what it gives us. So we are using min function. Keep it like that, don't worry, we have plenty of spaces on the window. Click, and now it is showing you 0, while the minimum value is actually 0.2. And earlier also you must be remembering that the sum of the values were showing only 130 and it was not showing 130.4. So why was that happening? That is because of the variable declaration here. You declared it as integer, right? Instead of declaring it as integer, if you now declare it as double, that is another type of variable. I'll talk about these variable types as we progress. In fact, I am showing you already. Sometimes the examples are better than too much of learning through theories. Okay, so now if we try this, okay, see, so now it is giving you these decimal places. 0.2 is the minimum value, right? Let us try with the sum function again, and let's see if it gives you the places after decimal now. Right, move it, we are fine, click. See, now it is giving you the sum of the values as 130.4. That is exactly what you wanted. Okay, and also you can try with average. Average will now be, earlier it was showing a rounded up value, that is 7, but it is definitely not 7. We'll try it. Let's see. See, it is actually 6.52. So earlier it was showing the rounded up value because you declared the variable as integer type of variable, but when you declare it as double type of variable, it will show you all the decimal places as well. Okay, right. So this is how you can use your Excel sheet functions also in the Excel VBA coding, right? Let us now, instead of getting this value in the message box, let's say we want to get it in a text box. Okay, so let's choose a text box from here, and we want to get the values in a text box. So we insert a text box here from the ActiveX control, and let us now write, just add another line of code. Okay, let me show you the properties of this text box. So click on this text box, right button, and properties, and that will give you a properties window. And here you'll see there are many properties associated with this text box, and the name of the text box is very important. That is the text box 1. Okay, so you can play with all these other properties all by yourself, but I'll show you the coding part only. So just close this one. We want to get this X value in the text box, so we'll write text box 1, that is the name of the text box, text box text, or let us write simply text box 1 will be equal to what? Will be equal to X. Okay, let's see what it does now. So we'll go back to the worksheet and keep this window open so that we can see it side by side for better understanding, right? And now click here and let's see what it does. So that should give you the average of the values, which is 6.52. Let's see. So the message box comes first because it has calculated the value of X, and then the next line of code is the message box, so it has come first, and then the value should appear in the text box. That is the beauty, right? So not necessarily you will have to get your values in the cells. You can also get the values in the other ActiveX controls, like the text box, for example. Okay, and if you want to see the value of X in any particular cell, for example in cells 1, 3 of the worksheet, you can also do that. Okay, let's turn the design mode off and click here. First the message box will appear, then the text box will appear, and then the cells 1, 3 has been filled with the value of X. So that will help you in lot of ways. Okay, I believe you understand how things are working here, and you can also put your text box just beside the average heading and resize it if the number in the text box is not too big. Okay, and if you want to get, similarly, if you want to get sum, okay, if you want to get the sum of the values in another text box, so we'll add another text box here. There is no problem, and we'll put it beside this text box, this header, that is the sum header, in cell D1. Okay, and what is the name of this property? Of this text box? Go to the properties, and that should be text box 2. You put your text box 1 here and text box 2 there. There is no problem. Okay, only thing is you'll have to address in the code, you'll have to address it correctly. Okay, so let us now let us delete all these things, or keep it like this. Okay, no problem. Okay, so let us add another value, and we call it as y as double, and copy all these things, no problem. Don't have to write it or type it again and again. Copy, paste, enter, so that we can see clearly. So that is y, and y will be what? Y will be sum. Okay, so we use sum function in the range. The range remains the same. Range is from A to B, that is all the values in column A and column B. So message box Y, text box, this time it will be 2, and will be Y, and cells, what will be the address of the cell? That will be Right, that is the sum function. That should be 1, and this should have been actually 2. Okay, average we want to get here, and sum we want to get there. Okay, and that should be equal to y. Right, got it. And let's try it now. Let's try it now. Clear all these things. Okay, click and see what it does. So first of all, it is giving you the average value. That is what you asked the program to do, that find the average. So that is 6.52, and that is written in the text box 1. That is fine. And also it is written in the cells 2, 2, 3. That is on the left side of the average header in cell D2, and in C2 cell, that is in cell 2, 3. Okay. And also we have asked to find the sum. So the next line of code is giving you the y value, that is the sum, and sum is how much? 130.4. It is not yet displayed here or here. It will do it now, right? Yes, so it is displayed in text box 2, and also it is displayed in cells 1, 3. Fair enough. So this is how you can use the Excel functions in VBA and display the values either in the worksheet cells or in any ActiveX controls, for example, as I have shown here in the text boxes. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching this.